Call to order this special meeting for the town of Shingatig, trying to get back to a little bit of normalcy here. If we can all please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Brother Jake.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity of being able to gather this evening, Lord, this special occasion, Lord, on behalf of our graduates, Lord. We just ask a special blessing upon them, Lord. We thank them for being here, Lord, and we know that they're going to prosper in their endeavors ahead. We just ask you to be with them in a special way, use them in accordance with your will and your direction, Lord. Continue to use this town in your direction and your will. And Lord, we thank you, we praise you for all you do for us, Lord, in this great town that we live in. For in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I said tonight is a special night for those of you out in YouTube land watching us. Every year we have, except for last year because of circumstances, we have student government come in. The seniors from our high school come in and we turn the town over to them. They've been working all day on some subjects that we've given them to study, and they're going to come up and have their own town council meeting. So by motion of the council, we will give up our seats. If I can get that just for formalities.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor of giving up our seats and giving them to the seniors, say aye.
Aye.
All righty, your turn.
All right, I'd like to thank the actual Mayor Leonard for letting us be here today, first off. With that, I will now open up this meeting for public comment. Thank you. All right, I will recognize Katie Farrell. Please state your name and address for public records. All right.
Good evening, everyone. Katie Farrell, Shingatig High School.
All right, you may begin.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Mr. Holmes and myself, I just want to say what an honor it is to see our students here representing the island of Shingatig this evening and doing a great job. I feel like you're in great hands, and we're very proud of everything. We look forward to everything you guys are going to do, whether it's trade school, college, workforce, whatever you guys, we look forward to it. We are so proud of you, and we thank you. We look forward to you coming back to Shingatig High School and visiting us. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, with that being said, I will entertain the motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Is there a second? Or
Second.
Okay, sorry. All right, well, next, after that, there will be the staff report. Ms. Shelley?
Hello, so as you can see up here on the chart, I went over meals and transient occupancy tax collections today, and they continue to be very strong this spring. The totals for the month of May have exceeded individual May collections for the last 5 years, and in some instances over 100%. The 3-year average is less of an indicator since it's the second monthly analysis that includes last year's effects from the pandemic. So the meals budget continues to grow, But through the pandemic, restaurants have been required to follow social distancing capacity limitations. After a strong April, if meal demand stays strong, they may be able to make the budget of $1,100,000 by the end of the fiscal year. Transient occupancy tax collections have already exceeded the total of 106% of the budget. And that's the chart right up there. And then I also wanted to go over stuff that's going to be happening at the old firehouse. So the Chincoteague Kiwanis is interested in renting the old town garage building on Cropper Street. The Chincoteague Island Cats is interested in renting the old town offices in the main building. And then also a veterinarian is interested in renting another portion of the old town office. And the town manager will meet with these groups on Tuesday to hopefully finalize these arrangements. And I believe that's all. Next, I will announce Mr. Barley, Chief of Police.
The Chincoteague Police Department received 585 calls to service, which resulted in 9 investigations of criminal offenses. In addition, 192 security checks, 12 public service calls, 10 fingerprints, and 5 traffic controls were conducted. The department issued 179 summons for traffic offenses and issued 55 warning tickets. The department also assisted North Accomack League with their opening day parade, provided crowd and traffic control for NASA's rocket launch. 2 officers attended a law enforcement submissions hosted by the FBI, supported the U.S. Coast Guard with their causeway cleanup, assisted Accomack County Public Schools with their school bus rodeo, and participated in the regional drug take-back program.
Yeah, then just for the viewing audience, state your name and what you did.
All right. So I am Evan Mason, Director of Public Works. This is our May 2021 Public Works update. So we completed the construction of a new sidewalk between Eel Creek and Chicken City Road. The balance of available grant funds will be used to rectify the Maddox traffic circle bike lane flooding, which has also just been completed. The project has installed or replaced a total of 2.5 miles of sidewalk since its inception. Also, we began the Brianna's Kindness Park construction on Smith Street. And we installed a utility pole fixed with a radio Reedwater meter gateway antenna on Ridge Road traffic circle. Using this approach, we're cutting the cost from $65,000 to under $20,000. We repaired the Main Street stormwater inlet in the vicinity of the carnival grounds. We also began painting trolley stops. We installed a driveway culvert and reshaped the ditch in Sunnywood Manor. You can see one of the pictures up here. This is all taken today. We also installed artificial turf at the dog park entrance and did general cleanup. We graded Ocean Breeze roads. We also continued ditch maintenance. We also transitioned to sanitizing all town restrooms daily in response to COVID-19 guidelines. And work was and continues to be done 7 days a week without incurring overtime premium costs. We also performed routine equipment, park, and office complex maintenance. We performed routine pavement repair, weed control, and traffic control. We completed equipment maintenance and treated breeding areas with larvicide in preparation for the upcoming mosquito control season. We also discontinued the use of glyphosate-based herbicides, and we're now using the more environmentally friendly glufosinate ammonium. We also perform routine cemetery maintenance and perform routine water supply, distribution, and repair, and we completed visual inspection of all meters. We also performed normal vehicle service and repair and disposed of $10,256 of surplus equipment on gov deals. We also just completed the 1 million gallon groundwater storage tank painting, and the groundwater storage tank is also back online as of this morning. Also, Smith Street was extended, and Smith Street extended was paved You can see that on these new pictures today, along with the completion of Brianna's Kindness Park. And upcoming projects we're still working on are the South Main Street drainage upgrade associated with Inlet View Campground fill. And also we're still working, of course, continuing on Brianna's Kindness Park. Great, I think that's everything from me.
I'm Hayden Houle. I was the Director of Emergency Management today. So for the fire department, they had 10 calls this past weekend from May 21st to the 23rd. There was 5 advanced life support, 3 basic life support, and 2 fire hazmat, and assist. Last year in 2020 through May 21st and 23rd, there was a total of 7 calls. This year there was 10, so it's making it a busier company this year. The hurricane season is approaching us through June 1st through November 30th. With that, you'll want to with that, subtropical storm Anna was here Saturday, not here on the island, but it was started forming Saturday the 22nd, and it was formed northeast of Bermuda, and now it's traveling outwards, so turning not into a tropical storm anymore, and shouldn't see it form in 5 days. So you should prepare now for it. Make sure you have your disaster kit set up with water, a gallon a day per person, non-perishable food, flashlights, medicine, pet supplies, and make sure that your insurance emergency paperwork is completed and filled out. So now for the Shintig State of Emergency, May 2021, Special Council Meeting COVID-19 update. All health metrics are of 10 a.m. May 24th. There was a change since there was a positive change or a negative decrease change since Monday of 5/17. 7-day positive rate is decreasing 0.5%, when statewide is 2.8%. For Eastern Shore, the Accomack County cases, there's 2,849 cases, which is +9. For hospitalizations, 208, which hasn't changed, so a 0 change rate. And there's been 42 deaths from it, which is just a positive 1. And in Northampton, there was 808 cases, which went up 1. And for hospitalizations, it stayed the same at 80, and 36 deaths as well stayed the same. For Shintig, there was 171, still stayed the same since May 17th, and no change since May 3rd. And there's been 2,056 tested, which is positive 16, and that's been since May of 7th. All 12 and older are vaccine eligible. You can continue wearing your mask if you're not vaccinated. May 28th, governor's restrictions set to completely expire, and May 28th, Shintig's state of emergency to expire as well. So the recovery from COVID continues on, positive rate decreasing, leading to getting things back to normal, and state imposed restrictions expiring this coming Friday, the 28th. Is there any questions?
So that being all the staff, thank you for your update. After this, I will now call on the committee reports that we have been working on for most of the day. First off, I'd like to call Mr. Leonard, who is going to discuss the long backup that occurs on Maddox Boulevard during the summer.
Thank you. So I went around looking today, what was going on there. That's a pretty popular topic right now. That's like the new thing. And I can definitely see where that's an issue. We have a lot of people here right now, a lot more than we normally do. So if this is anything indicative of this summer, it's going to be a lot of people here. Now there's a few different solutions that require a few different entities to work together. The thing that the town could do is possibly widen the road there Now there's, houses on either side of that, so something would need to happen there. VDOT would also have to help us out by giving us a more efficient stoplight there. So the town would have to work together with VDOT, widen out the road, get the new stoplight, and that would help reduce some of that traffic that goes on there. It's going to be a crazy summer. People are trying to get out, so it would be nice to make some changes before that happens.
All right. Well, thank you for that update. I'm calling on you once again to report about the recently established no-wake zone within the Memorial Park area and what you found.
There's another hot topic. So usually there's two sides to that battle. You got some that don't want the no-wake zone at all, and then you have some that are very adamant about having that wake zone. That wake zone is one of those things where, is it necessary? That can be questionable. But it is important that it's there, because otherwise you're going to start seeing more and more erosion over time. And things like Memorial Park boat ramp. I know personally, when you're backing in a boat goes by drawing a big wake, it's going to wash over the back. It's as simple as that. Establishing that no wake zone, that would allow the water more time to travel and that wake to disperse, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. I went down, I talked to Leonard Jester. Most people know Leonard Jester. He's 80 years old, or 89 years old actually. And I promise you he could outrun me if he wanted to. He's in very good shape, and he said last year at 88 years old, keep this in mind, he got washed out of his boat by a boat that was coming. Now he's got a small 15-foot scow, and he was working on the engine. Boat came by drawing a real big wake inside of the no wake zone, so wasn't being enforced. I'll get into that later. And it lifted his boat up and dropped it back down on his lift, which threw him to the ground. And the second row of wake came, and that actually took him out of the boat. And at 88 years old, he pulled himself back up in the boat, got back up on the dock, and he said that he's thought about selling his house since then. So there is a no wake zone in place. The buoys that are there aren't very efficient, though, I will say that. I think there's one out there out of 5 that were there. So we definitely need to make sure that that's very marked. Most people do stop and wait for it, but there's always a couple people that, nobody's enforcing it. Why not continue to abuse it? So the thing that I've thought about, a way to kind of enforce that, is installing cameras that have round-the-clock, video feed that's going on, and that can be enforced by the Marine Police, the MRC. So what that would happen is, if there was an incident, they could go back and watch it, a reported incident. Previously, the whole thing was, if you see the boat numbers, you can report it, take a video of it, report it. But this way, there would be more definitive evidence over, he said this, she said this. So that's my proposed plan. I definitely say that needs to be in place. It's just one of those things that it's not going to hurt if it's there. It's not really an issue to just go around the wake signs and not throw a real big wake going inside of them. Good.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your insight on both of those very important topics. We're going to go ahead and move right along to Ms. Gemmo, who is going to discuss, the possible use of ride-sharing electric scooters within the town of Chincoteague.
Well, that's another hot topic. Electric scooters. A bunch of us have seen them around the island. There's many cons and pros to this. They're good for the environment. It's a great revenue for the town. Easy transportation. Doesn't take much space, and there's a bunch more. But however, there are cons, which can be very dangerous for high traffic, which is a big thing in the summer. Not every street's wide enough. You've got your sharp turns, past accidents, as in bikes, and etc. So during my research on the island, asking different age groups as to what they thought about it, not many people over the age of 18 were for renting electric scooters, and we've had a company called Bird who has been contacting us as to partner up, and they have an age restriction of 18. And for the most part, the program is really well run, but with the age of restriction, not many people would probably rent. And as for private electric scooters, I believe that if they are allowed by the town, then they should have to follow the same regulations as those who ride bikes, like staying to the side of the road or in bike lanes, or and riders wearing helmets. So I guess the main topic is it good to bring this on the island? In conclusion, the idea of running environmental friendly electric scooters as a mode of transportation is I don't know.
You're good, you're not gonna get
I know. I guess to try and sum it up as best as I can, I believe that allowing companies to rent scooters on the island is not the best idea, as of it probably wouldn't be rented out much. It's, I don't know, it's all everywhere, I'm sorry. I'm done.
All right, well, thank you so much, Ms. Jamel, and that was a very, also a very important topic. And it's good that, Shinktug's getting, asked by companies like this, getting some, just some info, and, it's showing that Shinktug's doing really well, and that's a good sign. So lastly, I will call on Ms. Lappin, who is going to discuss speed limits within the historic downtown area.
Another hot topic. Obviously, our biggest suggestion is to reduce the speed downtown because people would feel that it would be safer, since we have such a high pedestrian, or so many pedestrians in that area, especially since they've redone everything and allowed that wide sidewalk and everything like that, and all the crosswalks that we have through there. I spoke with some of the business owners today about some of the experiences and things they've seen, being right there, right on the main street. And I know many of them told me that they've almost seen multiple people get hit by cars, because whether that's people just deciding to walk out in the road without looking and feeling like they're invincible as a pedestrian, because obviously they have the right of way, but in most cases, that's not always the case. They said they've seen multiple people almost get hit, and as of right now, I don't believe that anyone has actually been hurt through town by anything like that, or almost getting hit, I guess. And I personally, I believe I'm an alright driver, but I have almost hit people who have decided to come out and just aren't looking in the road, and they just want to come out and try to get hit. That being said, I don't know if speed is really the issue at hand. People will run out no matter if you're going 15. Yes, I understand that this would maybe help you be able to slow down, but at the end of the day, people are still going to go as fast as they want to. I know plenty of people who all the time are riding around the island going like 40 and don't care, because people, they just don't care. And I think maybe reducing the speed to 15 or 20, even that might help the issue with letting people slow down and stuff like that, without trying to reduce people getting hurt. But I know right now we are monitoring the speed through town right now, and we haven't got that data back yet, but there's also that sign, I don't know if you all have seen it, that says to reduce speed through town. And I know even myself and many of my friends and people I know are already slowing down through there. And I don't know, I feel like maybe reducing the speed would help a little bit, but I know there's just people who are gonna do what they want, and that goes for pedestrians as well. So, that's all I've got to say.
All right, well, thank you so much for all of your inputs on, these hot topics, as we like to say. So after that, we will move right along to the mayor and council comments. Starting with Ms. Jimmo, do you have any additional comments you'd like to say on everything you've heard today? No? How about you, Ms. Lappin?
I think I'm good.
I'm that guy. I was going to bring up one more problem that I did see on the island today. Just in my daily travels every day, I go down there to see my grandmother all the time. She lives back in that neighborhood. Back in Ocean Breeze, as most people know, that road has now been taken over by the town. And as of now, it's still that stone road that's got a lot of potholes in it. Every time it rains, it gets worse and worse. So I would like to say that it would be a great idea to put blacktop on that road. I know blacktop isn't necessarily the cheapest thing to do, but it is necessary back there. I'm talking some of these potholes are like 2 foot deep. You hit it and you think your axle's gonna break. I talked to some of the people that lived in there. They had the same exact concern. Because when you get people going back there, most of the time they're going fast. That's picking up more rocks, and that's just spreading them out and digging those potholes deeper. Now, if you had that blacktop put down, if you had it paved back there, you wouldn't have to worry about the weather doing anything to it. That's another thing, going back there in fire trucks and stuff like that when there's an emergency. When you're trying to get there fast, you're going 50 mile an hour or so. You hit one of them potholes, everybody in the back is bouncing up and down. So I think that it would be a really good idea to get that paved as soon as possible. That's all I've got to say.
All right.
I also, wanted to add something. The problem that I wanted to bring up, which I know is probably a more hot topic than anything we've spoken about today, and that's our EMS staffing here in Chincoteague. I know, money's tight, but sometimes you can't wait. If Chincoteague doesn't have a second or anyone to staff a second ambulance call, and we get something like a cardiac arrest or a very important event where you could eventually or end up saving a life, but due to not having the staffing and maybe Station 20 being out for 2 calls as well, and not being able to do any, or not being able to get here and then waiting on Parksley, that's a 15-minute drive. If you got somebody that you can end up saving, those first 15 minutes are the most important, even the first 5, into just saving a life. And I think we need to look into getting some more staffing for Chincoteague.
I agree with you completely. Got 2 ambulances on staff.
Wow, well, thank you so much for those comments and concerns. I guess that just leaves me. Well, I think everything that we've discussed here has been very important. I think we've made some progress, maybe hopefully given the real town council some input on what the students think, and maybe they'll take that to heart. I'd like to thank the town council for allowing us to do this today. I think we all learned a little more about government that we didn't really know of before. And, just doing this event together, I think, was a really great idea. You should definitely do it next year. So thank you so much. I'd also like to thank Ms. Farrell and Mr. Holmes for, letting us do this. We would have done this during a school day, but, things got changed. But even being able to do it during a school day, it means a lot, I think, to all of us that we were able to do this. So thank you for that. And then finally, I'd like to thank all of the senior parents for, letting us come out here today and being able to do this, and for dealing with us up until now, because now we're seniors, now we're adults, so now you've got that to talk about.
God help us.
Yeah, I know some parents will be crying during graduation, but with that is all I have to say. Should I adjourn the meeting, or?
Well, unless you want to answer questions from us.
Well, do you guys have any questions?
Council, do you have any comment?
One concern, it's not a few years past, at a student council, a young lady died before she got to college. that's hard. And I've had to say it ever a student council since then, because like you said, it's just, you're not, you have to say, you're free, but you're not invincible. Like you say, be very much guard up. There's no time to let the guard down. And this is, you've been free for a long time, whether your parents want to believe it or not, but don't just give up. I mean, you keep the morals in your laurels high. Because like you said, it's hard to see that. You know, when you get a call and saying that young lady is sitting in your chair is off the light. And that's not been that long ago. So you just don't want to, bust a good thing, but I still want to say keep your guards up.
Well, thank you so much for, letting all of us know.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm extremely encouraged knowing that you all went out today and are also seeing the things that we discuss pretty much every month. The EMS situation, the roads in Ocean Breeze, the downtown speed limits and things like that. Those things have been in the works for a while. It makes me feel good knowing that you all as the younger group, the next generation, are noticing those things too. And it's highly encouraging because, it wasn't that long ago, I was your all's age and some things just went right on past me and some things I paid attention to, some things I didn't. So I'm really glad to see that you all are noticing those same things about your hometown as well. And I appreciate y'all participating in this. Probably, I'm sure Miss Ellen knows, I'm not sure how many other people here know, but Student Government Day was started back in the either late 70s or early 80s by Anna Mae Rounds, and she was a history teacher at high school. And it's not been that long ago, probably in the last 6 or 8 months or so, that she Facebook messaged me and asked me if the town still does this. And I said, yes, we do, and of course, COVID and everything last year, but I'm tickled to death that you guys were willing and wanting to participate in this. I think it's great for the young generation to get to see how the town works, even if it's just for a day. So I know a whole lot of information was loaded on you all today, but y'all done a fantastic job. And I know, just by listening to each and every one of you here today, you're going to have a fantastic life. And I know you all are going to do great things. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. All right, do we have any more questions, comments?
Yeah, I'll reiterate what Gina said and what Denise has said. It's really great to see your age people having the true, I just felt your concern. I felt humility in the way you brought your presentations and such. And that's the kind of leadership our town needs in the future. As Gene was saying, you've got a lot of obstacles out there ahead of you, but you can overcome those. You can overcome those by just constantly relying on people's prayers back home, relying on your parents, and relying on their wisdom. We've been through things. Denise said it's not been too long ago that, she can relate. Well, it's been a long time ago for me. So
I wasn't going to say how long now. I just said it wasn't that long.
But you guys have done a fantastic job. Really, really, really impressing. And, noticing what we got going on here, and please don't just leave it there. You see other things that we can improve on and such after we get out of this building. Please bring them to us. We're always open ears to what our future is holding here on Chincoteague. So again, a great job. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
I'm not one that does a whole lot of talking. I do a lot of listening. But I'm very, very impressed how you all have handled yourselves with the public and the questions that you have asked and your responses that you have, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta listen to people and work out what's best for everybody. But I learn every day. I've been here 21 years, and I learn every day something different. But you carry yourself well, and we are professionals, regardless of what some people might think, but we are professionals. And we're proud of the island. We're proud of our people. And you put your mind to what you want to do, and you can do anything. So thank you, and it's been a pleasure. Good luck to you, because I know you'll do well. I can tell it. I'm looking at some of these bus kids, so they're giving me the nod. So, of course, it's like I told Denise, I had one bus kid years ago, and I don't know if you all know Tina Talbert, but I guess I must give her a hard time when I was younger. I have mellowed out a lot. But she said, oh boy. But one day when she got ready to get off the bus, I guess I must have rode her pretty hard. She said, stopped and looked at me. She said, if I wanted a sermon, I'd ask you for it. So, you know, I won't say anything, but good luck with all that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, with all that being said, are there any more comments or concerns?
Just me.
Just you, all right.
And I come at it from two directions. Since I am the mayor, when I approached Mr. Holmes about doing it this year, because last year we didn't have it, he was very receptive about having it, and I was grateful that he was receptive. In this year of COVID, sometimes when you go to have an idea, a lot of times it gets shot down, but he went forth with this one. As a parent, you know, I've seen you guys since you were at Miss Tanya's. You know, so now you're another step forward into becoming fine young adults. So it's heartwarming to me. And again, I just appreciate what, you know, stepping up, seeing what the town does, because a lot of people don't realize what the town does. They just think we're here. They don't see the hours that we put in. They don't see the hard work, especially all of the employees, from the police to the EMS to the public works, people in the office. These guys are our backbones, and it's good that you guys can see what they do day in, day out. Like you were saying with our EMS, we're a small island, and we're 60 minutes one way and 40 minutes the other from the closest hospital. So EMS is very, very important to us. And we hopefully can look out for that. Let's see. I'm glad you all, you know, saw the different issues that we have. Get your perspective on it. Get somebody different in here. It's nice to have pleasant faces rather than people that are biting at you, or growling at you. Besides that, thanks for coming. Thanks for participating. Look forward to seeing you here in the future. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Sergeant.
Thank you. Are there any other comments, questions, concerns? No? All right. With that, do I have permission from the mayor, the actual mayor, to adjourn the meeting?
It's your meeting.
All right. Well, then I will highly entertain the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
You still can't leave though.